Welcome, modern day mystics, fellow truth seekers, James and Justin back again, and today we're going to reach into the request bin. Someone asked us to react to the 99 names. Now, that's in the title, but I think it's the 99 names of Allah. If it's not, forgive us, but he said it was done by Atif Aslam, so he specifically asked for this version. So we'll take a look at it, unpack it, and hopefully you guys like it. Coke Studio.
يا من هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر الخالق البارئ المصور الغفار القهار الوهاب الرزاق الفتاح العليم القابض الباسط الخافض الرافع المعز المذل السميع البصير الحكم العدل اللطيف الخبير الحليم العظيم الغفور الشكور العلي الكبير الحفيظ المقيم الحسيب الجليل الكريم الرقيب المجيب الواسع الحكيم الودود المجيد الباعث الشهيد الحق المكين القوي المتين الولي الحميد المحسن المبدي المعين المحيي المميت الحي القيوم الواجد الماجد الواحد الصمد القادر المقتدر المقدم المؤخر الأول الآخر الظاهر الباطن الوالي المتعال البر التواب المنتقم العفو الرؤوف مالك الملك ذو الجلال والإكرام المقسط الجامع الغني المغني المانع الصار النافي النور الهادي البديع الباقي الوارث الرشيد الصبور
Affiliated with Coke? Yeah, that's a strange one. Also, sometimes I get confused because it seems like there are some Islamic people that I don't think you could listen to because that sounded like music. And I know there's a lot of Muslim people out there that say you can't listen to music. And there's definitely drums, and that sounded like singing. No one could ever convince me that didn't sound like singing. So I think there's some division. Not like, for me, it's not a big deal at all. But let us know in the comments how you guys feel about that. But I don't want to also take away, which I guess also good job to the person who did it. You know, sounded nice. You know, good job, solid. But beyond that, any of the like contextual things, is there anything there that stuck out to you among the names about what was going on in there?
Well, as a non-Muslim, I just don't care that much. Like, I'm not Muslim.
Yeah.
So I don't. But it matters that it matters to you. whoever it matters to. I don't know. Where do you come from? Does it matter to you? All those things about Allah?
No, it just shows me that some of the things, there were some interesting things that kind of stuck out there. One of the names that stuck out to me that was kind of a strange one was the last. It was just as the name was like the last. And I was like, the last of what? Is because that insinuates that there was some type of a beginning maybe. And does Allah have a beginning and an end? And I think I can probably answer that question for most Muslims and say no. God, Allah is eternal. But weird that the last would be in there as one of the names.
Well, it probably just means the final, the completed, the last, the Alpha and the Omega, the last. You know what I mean? Like the last say, the final. There's no more after that. You know what I mean? That's how I interpret it. You know what I mean? That's what that name would mean. It just doesn't mean much to me because I'm not Muslim.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like Christians say the same stuff.
Yeah. To me, it seemed like kind of like a worship song. I could imagine someone like singing that as like a worship song if they wanted to. For me, you guys know me, like I'm kind of like a non-dualist. I don't think when you put like a certain limit, like are you allowed to put more names in there? 99, because I think there's an infinite name of Allah, and I see God. I don't like to use the term God. I just call it reality as like the whole of everything, and it's all one thing. I kind of see it as. I don't hold it as a belief. It's just the experience that I kind of take in right now at this moment. But I would take God, if you want to call it, or reality as the whole of everything. And even the bad things, even the things that you don't like would also be a part of that thing.
How does that play out for you that you don't believe that, but you see it that way? What does that create in your life? It's because you distinguished it from a belief. You said, I don't believe this, but I experience non-dualism. How does that feel?
I go with my life experience. I try to and live with a certain amount of uncertainty, except that there's like so much that I just don't know. I have ideas about it, things that I think about.
What does that have to do with non-dualism though?
Just the idea of seeing reality as one thing.
How do you think of it? How do you see it that way?
Do I see it that way? I don't know. I just tried not to distinguish lines in things.
How does that play out?
Borders. Doesn't change much.
So is it a belief then?
No, maybe it's like a soft belief. I think there's things like hard beliefs and soft beliefs. I don't hold it like I wouldn't fight about it with anyone. It wouldn't be worth getting excited about, in my opinion. I don't know. That's something like how do you see it when you think of like beliefs? Do you have like soft beliefs, hard beliefs, things that like when you make decisions on things?
I don't know. Conditioning. There's rules to the society I live in. That's it.
And environment.
But the good news is we live in a world now where you don't have to just accept whatever's in your immediate vicinity. You can reach out and pair it against other things, and then you have more options for things to consider. That much. So there's more there to consider rather than one simple thing. And I just wasn't comfortable with taking what was in my immediate vicinity to like dogmatically sort of like prove is true, become resolute about it. Instead of doing that, I got interested in other things and then thought about that for a while and then saw the limits of those things. And then conceptually, non-dualism makes some sense. You know what I mean? If you weigh a bunch of things together, it's like, scientifically, this thing seems to operate like a system. And then when I think about my own thoughts that I have access to, they're all influenced by stuff that I've been exposed to. I only know the word Allah because of the internet. Otherwise, I would have lived in a small town in Canada and probably never come across that word. So now that word's in my lexicon. So that goes on for a while, and then you consider, wow, what are the implications of everything really being one amorphous system, one field of things happening with each other, and what's the abstract, or what's the cognitive version of that, like that I can perceive and imagine as a framework, as everything being one thing. And then there's the letting go of all that, which I think gets into experiential non-dualism, which is letting go of all frameworks and ideas and needs to defend as an individual and all this different stuff. The letting go of that, and then realizing that you're sort of providently, in providence, sort of couched and sitting right, this vessel, this body, is sitting in a field of influence and conditionings. And then you can kind of recognize, rather than deciding, rather than forming a kind of certainty around anything, you can start to recognize things from just more of like a unfiltered place of conscious awareness.
Yeah.
That's a little bit. That's kind of like non-dualism a little bit. There's the philosophy of non-dualism. There's the belief of non-dualism. There's the criticism of it. There's all these different things, and then there's the something else that, to me, it's like you might as well what do you need a word for to describe your conscious awareness of what is presently? It doesn't need a future. It doesn't need a past. Those are all thought formations and thoughts.
Yeah. I think a lot of the stuff we deal with on this channel is about kind of like the loudness and the distraction of reality that kind of like pulls you away from things that I struggle with, from the stuff that you're talking about. There's so much conditioning and environment, and you're told that it's this way, and believe it and turn it into something. And it seems to be the challenge that we wrestle with in this life. But we come on here and we talk about this, and we share our insights with you and the things that we're learning. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. I know it's a little weird. What we're talking about is like so off 99 names of Allah, but I know I know that there's a lot of you guys out there that are watching this content because it's something different. It is not, we'll be as honest as we can be, and we're not pandering to anything. We try to come here and just kind of give you our take on the stuff that you ask us to react to.
No, just pandering a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want you to be bored. I don't want you to be stressed out or something. Yeah. Watching what I have to say, there's just a lot going on in any moment. Yeah. This is just how it looks. Yeah. What do you want? You know what I mean? What was it? What was the title of the video?
It said the 99 names.
99 names of Allah.
It didn't say of Allah. It just said the 99 names.
The 99
names.
But
I think it's for an Islamic video.
99 names. And I agree with a lot of stuff you said. It sounds an awful lot like music to me. I don't care if you want to listen to music, or you've got a problem, or you're pro it, or you're anti it. I don't care. And I certainly don't care about any 99 names of something that I don't actively participate in believing in. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because there's like several names of Yahweh and God and in other religions, and Judeo-Christian religions, there's all these names. Yeah. Yeah. And then when you get into really any religion, it seems like there's names upon names upon names, and they all sort of point in a similar direction, and it's all this superlative, supreme version of things that humans tend to think are like highest ideals. You know what I mean?
Humans do it too. You'll see like gurus and stuff that get these extravagantly long names, and I feel like it's sometimes just to like magnify their specialness, or like that's what it's attempting to do. And I feel like we also do that with gods. We have gods and ideas of them in our head, and so we give them a zillion names, or give them extra long extravagant names. It's to, put an exclamation mark on it and say, that's the biggest one. Mm-hmm. Right? So, but hey, leave us your arguments about why you think it's not that. Well, I'm okay. We'll read them in the comments. And then, any other reactions you have for us, any other stuff, unless you have something else you want to add? Nope. No, we'll end it here, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed our reaction on this one. If you did, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, share us with a friend, and everyone until next time. Stay spiritual.